Right guys, quick video on my skyfun, Sky Art Tech skyfun from Hobbyking. Bit of an old hat now, but it's still a good model. I did have FPV gear running in it. Here's the things I've done to it. I 3D printed just a little camera mount for a bit of pan, just to be able to look around. Don't necessarily need up and down because you're not going to see too much. Left and right's handy when you want to spot the field. Also, the power setup that I've got running is an NTM prop drive, 28 by 36 2200 kV, and that's the speed controller I'm using. Is Hobbyking programmable brushless 30 amp with Beck. Good little setup. I've actually, what prop am I running? I'm running, I think that's a 6x5 prop. I had a airspeed sensor on here. I was getting 110 on a 3-cell setup out of this. Tried 4-cell, not really much more speed because obviously you're carrying a little bit more weight. So, but that was carrying the FPV gear as well. Made a couple of little holes in the canopy just to ram air in because I had the FPV gear, the Trans VTX, all up front. Everything was up front. What else did I do? Gave it its own colour scheme, nice and bright from up in the air. I also 3D printed these skids to protect the servos on landing, Metal Gear servos. Them skids do really well. It actually makes it bounce off the ground sometimes, which can be a pain when you're trying to land. Also, the canopy clips aren't all that good, so what I've done is I 3D printed these little ziggy zaggy doodahs, and you just put a rubber band across the two, rubber band in there, and it just supports the canopy a bit. Inside, I added some carbon reinforcing just across the body section because you used to get a bit of flex out of that, especially under high speed. As you can see, where I had all the FPV gear running, I've got these little clips in there to hold wiring all the way around. Standard AR600 running that. As you can see on the wires, I connect my speed controller via these 5mm bullets onto this lead. This black and red wire there is actually coming off of them black and white red leads. I soldered them in with it because they actually run to the OSD that I was running to give you a voltage reading back on off the battery. Pretty handy to have. Obviously a bit of velcro there. I had the GPS set up near the back, sort of out the way of all the other workings, so it's a bit close to the receiver, but never had an issue with it. Nice bit of velcro in there so I can move the receiver backwards and forwards for CG. Also totally velcroed the inside. Number one, it adds a bit of strength to the inside of the plane, and also obviously all the FPV gear was sitting here, so it was all velcroed in nicely with the little battery adapters for the Fat Shark stuff. And then I'd get the CG with a battery from that bar sort of up to say about here, which gave me a nice little CG. Yeah, other than that, oh, and I also melted a hole through the side there, which was like a ram air, because I had the transmitter VTX here. Where the VTX sat, it was getting a constant stream of air over it. Opened up the opening there because it was a right nuisance to get the wires through, and I also done the same there. Easily done with a lighter or a cigarette if you must. Lighter was quick and easy. so it just gives you a bit more clearance through the back. Also, on the front of the canopy, the clip on the front was naff, so I disregarded that totally, pulled it right out. Also pulled the other bit out of the nose, and all I done was I put some fibre tape around that part, glued in a bit of carbon rod there with some epoxy, just brushed a load of epoxy around this bit of foam here just to give you a bit more sort of rigidity in it. And then what I've done is I sort of well got a match, if you like. When I put the canopy on, I dropped the canopy in and made the mark for the hole, bored it out with another bit of carbon rod, and then all I done was epoxied the inside of the hole, then epoxied around it, and then put the fibre tape, cut a hole, and you get a nice solid little zippy dappy doodah for plugging in your canopy. And then obviously once your canopy drops down, put your rubber band on and away you go. Good little plane. Few bad points is the ailerons. They were pretty naff from stock because they're, I don't know, they're just naff really. So I added some extra hinges, and I also added aileron tape. Yeah, and that's that. A little bit of fibre tape, well actually quite a lot of fibre tape down the carbon spar, fibre tape going right the way across the back into kind of a triangular shape, loads of fibre tape over the skid area just to sort of, I don't know really, help hold the skid on I suppose. Fibre tape on the joins, fibre tape right down the nose just to keep it a bit more tidy, because it's not EPP or EPO, whatever they call it, it's EPS. You can't use super glue on it. Don't bother using super glue because it will melt. I found that out with the first one I had, because I thought, oh yeah, I'll just quickly field repair that. Got super glue on it and it melted a nice hole. Put black along the leading edges of the wings. Yeah, it just makes it stand out a bit more when it's coming towards you. That's about it really. It's a pretty nice little plane for dicking about. Good to keep in your boot if you want a quick hack. Carry a couple of 3-cell around or 4-cell, whatever floats your boat, and chuck it up in the air and get going. Anyway, thanks for watching. Share, like, and whatever you want to do with the video. Dislike, I don't really care. Just doing it mainly for my own entertainment, but some other people could pick up some hints and tips. And yeah, if it helps anyone out, so be it. Thanks for watching. Take care, people.